Well, this week, our spotlight shines on a city known for grand hotels, fine dining, high-end shopping, and the occasional celebrity encounter. Feel like a star as we take you to beautiful Beverly Hills with Lisa Cedillo.
Welcome to this spotlight on the beautiful and rich city of Beverly Hills. Today's first stop, Greystone Mansion. Beverly Hills. It's home to the most famous, wealthy, and powerful people in the world. Merely 6 square miles in size, Beverly Hills is a small town, but for decades has been a must-see destination to tourists traveling to California. Rodeo Drive is one of the most exclusive and celebrated shopping streets ever, and home to famous designer boutiques like Gucci, Armani, Chanel, Valentino, and Christian Dior. The jewelry stores boast names like Cartier and Tiffany. Rodeo also houses the single most expensive store in the world, Bijan. Shopping here is by appointment only, and be ready to spend about $50,000 for a men's suit or $50 for a pair of socks. Ouch. And if your pocketbooks aren't that deep, department stores like Saks Fifth Avenue and Neiman Marcus are nearby. And if you're in the mood for a beauty makeover, be sure to stop in at one of the city's plush salons like Jose Ibert, where the stars come to get their signature looks for Hollywood's biggest events like the Oscars. For 4 decades, Jose Ibert has been one of the most recognizable names in hairstyling. He has created trend-setting hairstyles for the likes of Liz Taylor, Cher, and Farrah Fawcett. And with Emmy season upon us, our very own Heather Dawson got the ultimate Ibert treatment. From her golden locks to this fiery red new look, Heather and her hair are ready to rock any red carpet. For a more local flavor, city residents can enjoy the Beverly Hills Farmers Market, open every Sunday, where they sell California's finest home fresh produce. But one of Beverly Hills' best-kept treasures is the famous Greystone Mansion and Estate. To what was once the largest family estate in the history of the city. Welcome to Greystone Mansion. It was billed as a home by the Doheny family back in 1928, but now is owned by the city and open to the public to enjoy its beautiful surroundings all year round. From music in the mansion to high tea on the terrace and concerts in the courtyard, Greystone Park and Estate is a must-see in Beverly Hills. For this spotlight, I'm Lisa Cedillo.
Well, the best military in the world is about to become even more efficient, and the training is happening right here in California. Lessons from the War on Terror are the backbone of a new training program at Camp Pendleton. Soldiers are learning how to better identify a threat in a war zone. It's called Combat Hunter, teaching Marines to think and act like hunters to take out a terrorist before the threat becomes reality. Here's Tom Jordan.
A general store, greetings in the marketplace, games in the street, all the elements of a typical community in war-torn Iraq.
Shots fired, shots fired.
Including a surprise insurgent attack.
Hey!
But this is not Iraq, it's Camp Pendleton, and this is a new training program called Combat Hunter. The former police officer and his team bring a unique skill of observing, profiling, and tracking an enemy target from both city life and big game hunting to the battlefield.
Flak is stuff that we add on to the scenario to make it interesting. It creates an atmosphere where each Marine is a better intel gatherer, a better observer, and definitely has the ability to pick out insurgents and terrorists out of any type of crowd. There we go. Turn down that street, nice and slow.
His group of specially trained Marines are looking for certain behavior sets or domains that trigger a red flag.
The harder a person tries to conceal one of those domains, the more his human behavior characteristics will stick out.
In this scenario, Marines play Iraqi civilians in everyday Iraqi life, soccer, badminton, casual discussion, and the so-called hooligans, those deemed a high-risk priority. Every move, pattern, behavior being watched closely from as far away as 3,000 meters, where Marines with a trained eye are able to see a broader picture and a threat looming on the fringe of town. This man walking with a supposed limp, avoiding attention.
90% of hunting is finding what you're looking for. And then the last 10% is just engaging what you're looking for.
Colonel Fred Padilla says combat hunter training teaches Marines to find their enemies before their enemies strike, even in the confusing fog of war.
This helps to cut through some of that fog and friction, to enable Marines to understand their situation and make the right decisions.
In this exercise, behavior patterns indicate the hooligans here are just a distraction to a larger threat. Remember the man with a limp? Well, now he's attained his place as a sniper, positioned on a nearby rooftop.
3, 2, shots fired, shots fired, shots fired.
A big part of combat hunter training is understanding the Iraqi mindset. The difference between an innocent civilian and a probable threat is key.
Where is Mecca now? Okay, we pray that direction. We do not face each other as we are praying.
We have the missing piece here. We have real Iraqis who have been in Iraq, who've been in Iraqi military and worked side by side with the U.S. forces for the last 3-4 years, so it's more real.
We're not affecting the innocent civilians that are out there. We'll be better at doing that.
Okay, do me a favor, be on the move.
Greg believes this training is doing just that and helping to knock down a major foe, Al-Qaeda.
Al-Qaeda, because they've been faced with combat profiling over the last year, is failing miserably.
In many ways, Rancho Cucamonga High School is like a lot of high schools throughout Southern California. The home of the Cougars is a sprawling campus that focuses on a combination of academics and extracurricular activities like sports and cheerleading. But a new student club on campus is moving into a less traditional area by concentrating on student nutrition and healthy living.
It's called Healthy for Life Club. It's like healthy and then for life, because it's like the 4 things that we're trying to focus on: spiritual, mental, physical, and nutritional. We meet every Monday after school and we do things that we can incorporate in our everyday lives to make ourselves healthier. We do physical activities, we learn about nutritional facts, and we're going to take those things and we're going to use them to apply to the community so that we can help other people get healthy as well.
Assistant Principal of Education Services and Student Advisor Ursula Weatherton says it's important to catch teens in high school because they tend to be more independent.
Teenagers on a high school campus, they're not really under their parents' control anymore. They're out, they're driving, they're buying their own sorts of foods. And so we want to help them think about the choices that they're making and how it will impact them later in life so that they can start setting up some healthy lifestyle habits.
And the idea of living a healthy lifestyle is catching on.
A lot of people are actually intrigued by this idea because like a lot of girls have been trying to get healthy and like learn how to eat right.
Most guys, they want to be buff, they want to be in shape, they want to look good, they don't want to be obese and be lazy.
Being healthy makes you feel so good. Other people sometimes feel so tired, and we need this energy to focus a lot for school, and being healthy can help us a lot with this energy, and it helps us focus more, do well on tests.
But the bottom line at any school is education. And nutrition can play a key part in enhancing the learning experience.
Poor nutrition and poor health are reflected in lower grades and poorer performance in school. So we feel that by helping all of our students on the campus, we can help to close this achievement gap by getting some of our kids healthier, getting them to eat breakfast. It's going to help them to focus. It's going to help them to learn, getting them to move. There's research that proves that kids that are aerobically active, the physiology of learning is even improved. So that's our ultimate goal, for the kids to incorporate this into their lifestyles and to have that be reflected both in their learning and their food choices on campus.
But teaching healthy eating and living habits isn't just for high school age students, but extends well into elementary school. On campuses like Etiwanda Colony Elementary School, healthier food options are being offered to students, including a full salad bar stocked with fresh fruits and vegetables. And while kids have traditionally resisted such healthy fare, cafeteria workers are seeing a change in young people's eating habits.
We didn't used to have a salad bar that you could choose what you wanted. You had a salad bar that you just put the salad on your plate and you went on by. So now, yeah, it's a lot healthier, I think.
And at this school, students and teachers are planting vegetable gardens and fruit trees and hope to one day include the fresh produce grown on campus on the cafeteria menu. Not only teaching nutrition, but giving kids a new appreciation for where healthy foods come from. Bringing you the best of California, I'm David Wiley for California Life.
Coming up, Wes Parker takes us to a California landmark that served as a set for Hollywood's biggest stars. And I don't just mean celebrities. Find out what I mean when we come back. Welcome back to California Life. Now we're taking you high into the hills of Hollywood to visit one of the most star-studded places in California. It's been a shooting location for tons of Hollywood blockbusters like Transformers, The Terminator, Charlie's Angels Full Throttle, and most recently, Yes Man. But probably the most iconic film shot there was Rebel Without a Cause. And there's even a statue of the film's star, James Dean, located in front of this California landmark. Wes Parker brings you the latest edition of The Good Life at the Griffith Observatory.
Hello again, everyone. I'm Wes Parker for The Good Life. Today, on a gorgeous Tuesday afternoon, it's hot. The observatory, Griffith Park Observatory, is not opened yet, but as you can see, there's already a big crowd sitting in the shade on a weekday, waiting to get in and see this renovated, beautiful planetarium. On weekday mornings, the observatory is open exclusively to 5th grade students from around the state who receive free private tours. The doors open at noon for all other visitors and at 10 a.m. on weekends. The good news is admission to the observatory is free, as it has been since it opened in 1935. Dr. Ed Krupp, an author and expert in the field of astronomy, has been director of the observatory since 1974.
Colonel Griffith went up to Mount Wilson, which had the largest telescope in the world at the time. It was the 60-inch then. Looked through that telescope and said if everybody could look through that telescope, it would change the world. Well, everybody couldn't look through that telescope, and so Griffith said, I'm going to build one that we can get everybody to look through. And so he had this notion of a public observatory. The idea being that for people to look with their own eyes at the universe was a transforming experience. And that's what we do. We turn visitors into observers.
The only thing we were not able to show you today is what Los Angeles looks like from here at night. There is no better viewing spot than right here, Griffith Park Observatory. So if you come to LA, make sure this is one of your stops in the evening. This is Wes Parker for California Life, bringing you The Good Life.
If you'd like to see that stunning view for yourself, you can get more information at griffithobs.org.
I hope Landon Donovan has a moment tonight to soak it all in. I hope the players have a moment to soak it all in tonight, to kind of just look around and see the amount of work that went into this and see what it's turned into. It's the first game, it's the first match, it's the introduction to San Diego, and Darren, it's going to be a lot of fun tonight.
It's great. I mean, I could have been a bit better in my performance, but you know, these things happen. But it's about the team, and you know, it's unlucky we didn't get the win tonight. We'll have to work on a few things and keep improving and go from there.
Probably a little excited, and we never really got control of the game, and we expected to, but we didn't. So we have a lot to learn. We're a new team, a young team, team still gelling, but in the end, there are a few small things we can build on, but we got to be better. We know that.
1-1 the final score in the first ever match for San Diego Loyal. We are joined now by the goal scorer for San Diego Loyal. He is Charlie Adams, and coming off 1-1, the game against Reno, we saw you score, we see you score again today. Just, we got to start with the excitement, what it meant to play in front of the home fans tonight.
Yeah, I mean, amazing to be here, you know, to see everyone out there was truly a spectacle. It's a shame we didn't get the W for the fans tonight, but that's part of football, I guess. You know, we'll go back, we'll look at the game, and we'll keep improving.
What do you think of the atmosphere tonight, playing in front of the locals and a sold-out crowd?
Yeah, I mean, behind their goal, they're tremendous. They kept us going for the full 90 minutes, and you know, it really does help. You know, the energy that they gave us tonight. So we're just thankful for them, and we hope to see them out every week.
Well, Charlie, let me ask you this. So it's opening night, right? It's the first match in club history. Your manager said there were nerves. He even said he admitted to some nerves. What was it like for you, one of the players, the starting 11? What was it like for you guys right before?
I mean, you're more concentrated on the game once you go out for the warm-up and you're out at the changing room, out on the pitch. You're kind of focused on the game, and it's another game of football. I mean, the game might have showed tonight that there was some anxiety and some nerves, and I guess it's just part of being a new team, a new franchise. But yeah, it's unlucky we didn't get the win tonight. But as I said, we'll keep on improving and go from there.
In the business world, every company has unique and complex challenges that can be difficult to navigate. Renowned author and leader in strategic organization design, Reed Deschler, and organizational growth specialist Ken Thompson head AlignOrg Solutions. AlignOrg Solutions specializes in helping clients clarify a strategy that will optimize their organization's design and systems to lead to transformational change. We caught up with Reed and Ken as they were wrapping up their 17th annual Leaders Conference in New York. The conference brings together leaders from Fortune 100 companies around the world.
Once a year, we host one of the biggest conferences in the organization design space, which is what we're specialists in. And we bring in over 100 professionals from across the country. We even get folks from around the world that come, and we spend a day and a half to 2 days talking about the field of organization design and how businesses are using that discipline to really drive transformational change in their business.
AlignOrg Solutions has developed processes and methods to better help even the largest companies in the world be more successful.
Most of the clients we work with are Fortune 100 clients, so we're working with big companies typically, because at that stage they have created they've made a lot of decisions about how they're going to run their business. And when they want to change things, they have a lot of pieces that need to be adjusted. And so having someone like us with a process and a method helps them make those adjustments.
And helping provide that motivation and inspiration is part of the mission at AlignOrg Solutions. Ken Thompson brings years of business and military experience to the table and specializes in helping companies manage rapid or stagnant growth to improve overall success.
I've certainly seen the span. I've seen the organizations that get it, that understand how to manage a complex environment by having the right processes in place, the right accountabilities in place, the right organization design to facilitate their strategic objectives. Those that don't have the discipline to set those policies and practices and things aside are the ones that tend to struggle far more.
And now, as we embark on a new decade, the experts at AlignOrg Solutions say that companies need to be ready to meet the needs of consumers in a changing time.
I think we're going to continue to see the consumer wielding their power. I think they're going to wield it with their pocketbook. I think they're going to wield it with their social influence through social media and other means. I think we're also going to see, regulations around the world continue to be a challenge for businesses for good reasons, because people are concerned about their privacy. But the other thing I think we're going to see is we're going to continue to see an evolution toward utilization of digital methods and technologies. People are going to expect things to be virtual. People are going to expect things to be, sort of accessible right in the moment, and they're going to expect it to be safe and secure.
I have seen certainly an evolution in the traits and characteristics that we see leading large organizations. You can take, for example, empathy. Empathy is now something that I personally would place in the top 5 of key traits that a leader needs to have to manage an organization. I'm not so sure that would have been on most people's list 10 and certainly not 20 years ago. The concept of leading through collaboration has also evolved immensely. We believe that greater minds can come to a greater solution.
And that is how AlignOrg Solutions is helping some of the biggest companies in the world by providing them strategies and solutions to navigate through the challenges of the market trends in a changing world.
Every situation can be solved. I actually believe that. The differentiating component is whether or not an organization and their leaders are committed to doing it. It's that simple.
From New York, I'm David Wiley for California Life.
And that's it for us. If you missed any part of our show, go to our website, californialifehd.com. See you next time.